This is the Bearded Dentist, and on today's episode, we will be extracting a very infected tooth and prepping a front tooth that has had a root canal. First of all, I would like to thank all my new subscribers and anyone who has enjoyed these videos. I hope to earn your subscription as well. So what you are seeing here is the beginning phase of a tooth extraction. I am elevating the tooth with a small elevator. This is tearing the tiny ligaments that hold the tooth to the bone and loosening the tooth for me to remove. However, if you look closely, it seems that the tooth in front of the one I am extracting is moving. I do not want to put any more pressure on this tooth, so I move to the other side and leverage off of the gold tooth. I have to be careful though, as the back side of this tooth is very fragile and could snap, so I only do this for a short while. This patient was in extreme pain and was unable to brush, so that's why these teeth are coated in plaque. Now I move to the forceps. You will see my gauze pack is placed so as to catch anything that tries to fall in the back of the patient's throat. I personally use a twisting motion with these specific teeth to loosen them further and expand the bone they are encased in. You will see on the tongue side of the tooth it will begin to crumble right about here, so I reset my purchase point and continue. I will then press the tooth laterally towards the tongue and then towards the cheek, and with another twist, it pops right out. As you can see, there is a massive cavity and infected tissue on the side of the tooth here. However, no need for antibiotics as this is a healthy patient with no immune dysfunction. Moving on, we have tooth number 10 here that is a front tooth. This tooth has had a root canal and a buildup already placed, so all I need to do is prep it for a crown. These incisal cuts will help me determine the bulk of the tip of the tooth I need to remove by using the thickest part of my burr, and this is my favorite part of the prep. And then I will smooth them all out. Now I cut the axial wall, or the front face of the tooth. We will be getting some water spray here, so this video is spliced quite a bit to remove these seams. Now to the interproximal or sides of the tooth. And then I will shore up my margin. The margin is where the crown meets the tooth and is a very important aspect of the integrity of the final product. So it's very important to make these as smooth and to follow the gum line as closely as possible. And we want to get as close to the gum line without hitting the gums. Now the other side of the tooth. And we want to blend these corners, as that's very important to the structure of the final product of the crown. If we leave these corners in, and we leave them sharp like that, that'll create certain areas where the crown will have kind of divots inside of the crown that will cause stress to concentrate in those divots, in those areas, and that stress concentration can cause fractures within the crown. So we really want to round off any corners. Now we move to the palate side or back side of the tooth. Excuse the camera angles here as I do most of this with my mirror. This part is the most difficult because I am looking at things upside down in a mirror and my movements are opposite. And bear with my assistant, she's getting much better as we do these, but we're still learning together. So holding a camera is not something that either of us really trained for. But I think she's doing a great job. She's been getting a lot better. And these cameras have a very short focal point, so you cannot move them forward or backward very much. This part here, I am planing the axial wall of the tooth. This allows for a thicker depth of crown material. This makes the tip of the crown strong, but also allows the lab a lot more room to work with in terms of shaping and coloring the final crown, and is absolutely crucial to cosmetic success. Finally, I am removing the bulk of the back of the tooth. This is essential to add a required thickness to the final crown, as well to allow for the tongue to press and push air through the teeth properly to avoid a lisp. If this step is not done effectively, the patient will be left with a lisp and a poor bite. Hey guys, I really appreciate every view and like as well as feedback. My team and I are trying to improve with every video in terms of camera, skill, and my editing. I hope you find the education valuable as well. Thank you so much for watching.